My name's Joe Inslee, and today I am really excited to cover a fun topic with a fun guy, Chris, from Not Your Typical Christian Channel.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor Joe. It's really awesome to be back on your show for the second time and just having a chat about, a subject that's really dear to my heart. If you guys haven't seen me before, I've only been in the faith for 3 years, which means that when Pastor Joe and myself were discussing what we could do a video on, now that churches are going to be opening up again after the coronavirus lockdown, what better thing to talk about? And maybe giving some advice to people who are going to be entering a church for the first time, because that's exactly where I was 3 years ago. So here's a couple of tips for you. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was just the format of what happens inside a church, or how the whole thing is kind of usually structured. Now, it will vary from church to church, day to day, denomination to denomination, so there's no one hard and fast rule, but generally speaking, you're going to find that several things usually, if not always, happen. Firstly, you're going to find that there is an element of worship, which involves essentially singing and praising via the medium of music. You'll have heard the old school hymns, maybe sung them at church, you know what they're always like, and there is definitely a place for that in modern Christianity. However, the more modern churches, the ones that I go to, the music is typically more like pop music or alt-rock music or stuff like that. If you want to go and have a look into it, what kind of music you can expect in one of those kind of venues, go search out bands like Hillsong, What a Beautiful Name, Matt Redman's 10,000 Reasons, or Chris Tomlin's Good Good Father. They are three really good examples of modern praise and worship music. After the praise and worship, there's often prayer requests and praise reports, maybe some kind of church news, and then it's into the message. The message typically lasts 30 to 60 minutes, but as I said, there's no hard and fast rule. You can expect to be there for somewhere in the order of about 60 minutes to an hour and a half. That's about the amount of time that it seems to last in the places that I've been to. Obviously, it can be different wherever you go. Right, back over to Joe.
Thank you for that, Chris. For folks that aren't regular churchgoers, I know that sometimes the format and the way we do things can be kind of strange. So thank you for letting us know what to expect. And I will say, from my experience, that general format outline he used to be very accurate. That's a lot of what you can see. The second thing I'd like to tell you to expect is to be overwhelmed and not to get the full picture of the church. There is going to be a lot to see, from the building to the lights to the people to the format to the way they do things, from the sermon, from the music. There's going to be a whole ton of information coming at you really fast in that little hour to hour and a half time period when you're at a church. But at the same time, as overwhelming as that can be, and as many details as you're going to see, you're not going to get a full picture of that church. I would say that it probably takes 4 to 6 weeks of regularly attending a church to get an idea for what their normal is, what their regular is, what their vibe and what their culture is, so that you can understand it and choose whether you're going to be a part of this family or not. So expect to be overwhelmed and expect not to get a full picture of the church. In fact, maybe even commit yourself to, unless there's something awfully wrong, giving that church another couple visits before you make up your mind on what you think of the church. Imagine it like this. If someone met you for the very first time, would you expect them to really have a great idea of who you are? No, you'd want to have several conversations with them. Meeting at church is a lot like that. Chris, what else do you have?
Right, okay, so the third thing that I've got for you today is to expect a welcome team. Many churches nowadays have a specific group of people with the gift of hospitality, and they really love making people feel at home. They will, generally speaking, search out new faces that they haven't spoken to before and lock onto them like a laser-guided missile. Now, they have got the gift of hospitality, which doesn't mean that they're pushy. It does mean that they're very good at conversation, but if you don't want to talk to them, you don't have to. Just all the reason why I bring this one up is that if, like me, you're going into the church for the first time and you don't know what to expect and you've got no one there holding your hand, there will be somebody there to make you feel welcome. What they'll also do as well, generally speaking, is search you out after the service. Just kind of get some feedback from you, find out how you found it, if you had any questions, go and answer all that. And if your experience is anything like what happens at my church, they will force cake on you. Don't be afraid, it's perfectly normal, and church cake has 0 calories, so fill your boots. That's a lie, no, that's not true. They'll make you feel at home and you will be welcome. Okay, that's it from me. I'm going to pass you back to Joe. Thanks a lot.
Very awesome, Chris. Thank you for covering that. I really appreciate how you Pardon me,
Not
Chris?
finished! Bonus tip! It occurs to me that one of the first things that I really wanted to know when I was going into a church for the first time, I didn't know what to expect from a kind of what to wear point of view. No idea. Are they all going to be like, do I have to wear a suit? I'm not the kind of person who could go to a place that I would have to dress smartly for. So, just as a bonus tip for you, go dressed as the best version of whoever you are. Come as you are. Just go in the best version of you. So for me, that involves wearing my t-shirts with the least amount of stains down them, my jeans with the fewest rips in the knees, and generally speaking, a very squishy hoodie. That's my jam. It's not everybody's. Just go dressed in the best clothes that you got. Don't worry about it. Okay, I will give it back to Joe. Do go and check out my channel. Links are going to be in the description. And I'll see you all again real soon. Take care. Bye.
Are you done? Thank you, Chris, for your tips, your bonus tips, and everything that you bring to the table. I hope this helps you feel a little more prepared about what to expect when you go to church for the first time. Please find the link to Chris's channel in the description so you can go check him out and his material. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.